I'm the truth. Why would I lie? I walk around this bitch like a pilot. I'm fly. Hello and bye-bye. I leave y'all ass in the past like tie-dye. 3 blunts in a Mai Tai, and I'm so well connected like Wi-Fi. Me real dread, them days high-by, and I murder Bill Nye, the science guy. I do what I do and I do it well. I'm a OG bitch, can't you spell? Fuck wrong with y'all? I ain't Marvin Gaye, but I can get it on. Yeah. Microphone CH Ecker, no liquor, just painkillers and Prometa. Young Eckers, jumping their gas like checkers. You can't check us, or we all in your face like freckles. Truck speckle, big shark talk. I swim winning wherever. I walk with a fork in my pocket, salt and pepper. Feed me rappers or feed me beats, and if you don't believe me, then leave me be. I am not human, I am just an illusion. Organized confusion, amusing. I am not losing, I am one of the choosing. School of the hard knocks, I am just a student.
Alright, y'all, man, I'm going ahead and just pick back up where I had done left off, man. Just trying to let y'all know, it's a deception that these people got on us, and we all being deceived. All while they out here doing exactly what they supposed to be doing, and they stealing from us. You just grow up and see palm trees everywhere. You see grapes and all kinds of fruits and vegetables growing all outside your house, all outside the door. Grandma's house, next door neighbor. Everybody had somebody that had some. Now you got people that can't even go outside and see nothing besides just straight trees. These folks are made like that by EPA standards. It's been environmental standards that they set in order to do that for a reason. In order to have our people malnutrition and not have the fruits grow. They trying to starve us out. Because the thing about it is that their numbers do not reflect what they try to tell you. They try to tell you that there's 400 million people in America, and out of them 400 million people, that about 200 million people are Caucasian descent or some kind of Caucasian lineage. But the truth be told, that those numbers are extremely, extremely exaggerated, and they're exaggerated for a reason. Would you really tell the people that you're trying to oppress that they still outnumber you, even though you have been trying to kill them off since you got here? Would you really tell them that? Would you really tell them that your numbers are far less than their numbers? And you can see this outside. When you go out into the public, see, my job, I travel. I get to go outside and see people. And I get to see different locations. Now, I don't travel across the world, but what I know about my city and the numbers that they tell me about it, I can see that they lying. And the places that I've been outside of my city, I have seen nothing but my color and my kind. And it's for a reason, because we have always been here. We have never just been brought here and reproduced to millions of people like y'all think. Like what did y'all think happened? 30,000 Europeans came over here, enslaved 100 million Africans and brought them over here, and they reproduced, 100 million of us, and then we died off, but yet every one of us got grandmamas that got 17 and 18 fucking grandkids. But we at the same time say, oh, well, we died off, but yet you don't see all this shit, oh, slavery, they killed a lot of us and did this and that. But yet, at the same time, you will sit up here and believe all that bullshit and keep on defending it and accept it readily. Like, oh, I'm a slave. I was a slave. My grandparents was a slave. We was weak-ass people. We're going to continue to be weak people. And not understand that these folks have made you that way. It's a psychological warfare first. If they can infiltrate your mind, then they can kill your body. Your body is cut off through the mind. Your mind is what controls your body. So if they can taint your mind and kill your mind, then they can control your body. So y'all have to understand, man, that their biggest rhetoric that they got out right now is telling you that we are African Americans, but we're not African Americans. We're actually indigenous to America. The people that we come to, the people that we have actually know, the people that you grow up with, the niggas that you seen, most of the niggas that I speak to are niggas that's around here in the South, all down throughout the South, and there's a lot of folks up there in the North that should resonate. But you got all of us that's really in this struggle together. But you got people that should have blame pointed, but they have no fault. They knowledge have been lost and erased just as much as ours. But the thing about it is that their ancestors did do foul, and they do deserve to be held responsible, not literally to the point to where they must be oppressed or something like that, but they do need to have it notified of what had taken place. And it just needs to be dealt with. You know, we don't have to sit back and try to kill people over our disparities. You know, we grown men, we grown women. We can go out here and we can learn to grow as a people. You know, we set our own standards and stop letting people define who we are. Start being who we already are. You know, a lot of people sit back and try to act as if we nobody, but they know that we are somebody. You know, I try to talk to y'all about the Bible. Y'all try to look at it in the wrong sense. Y'all think that, oh, every time I mention the Bible, I'm trying to talk to you about Jesus and all this other stuff like that, man. But if anybody who know what I talk about, y'all ever listen to me or y'all ever talk and converse with me, y'all know that I don't believe in Christ. First of all, I know Christ ain't real. I understand and I read the Bible. If you read any part of it, you will understand. If you read the Old Testament, you will know that there's no such thing as a Christ, and there's no such thing as what this is happening. Now, God gave us rules, and He told us one thing, and that is not to put idols. You know, we're not supposed to have idols. You know, He is the Creator. He is what He is, man. People try to make Him out to be something to a name, or you know, you try to put a characterization on Him. You know, He created everything that we got in existence. People look at the whole earth and they have looked at pseudoscience. And, you know, I'm very hip to all the science that you can ever try to explain to me about the galaxy, my nigga, because I have learned about this stuff. I had did that same bullshit and I believed they words just like you. Only thing is that I believed it too much and I learned it too much. I learned a lot of it and I was able to come up out of it because I seen all the holes. But a lot of y'all don't see the holes. Y'all just take all the goddamn gaps and run with them. And you fill them in for yourself. You will put in the blanks instead of understanding that, hey, this shit revolves around this for a reason. Like with the Bible, man. Everything and everywhere you go, you're going to keep on seeing these biblical records. It's a reason why it's here, man. Because if you look at the archaeology, you look at anything, you're going to start seeing that everything that you got, like the archaeology is all right here in America. All the archaeology of the Bible, everything that you can find in the Bible is right here in America. They don't look and you can't find it. You won't find the evidence that you're looking for because most people are looking in the wrong damn direction. They looking over there in the Middle East to find evidence about shit that took place here. So you won't find no archaeology. You won't find nothing to support it. And that's by reason. It's called deflection. They want to divert you over there to that place while all at the same time hiding what's going on right here. Now see, the events of the Bible, if y'all was to do some research about it, anybody would tell you that all the Bible took place here. Like the Old Testament part, you know. I ain't gonna get into a Bible lecture and try to teach and tell people about what's going on in the Bible because you have got to bring yourself up into that. But that is history. That is not no bullshit. And once you take out all that Christ bullshit and that New Testament that forget everything and just believe shit, then you will start opening your eyes and start seeing the real from the fake. You know, people say, oh, it's wrote by Europeans, it's wrote by white people, this and that. Y'all got to understand, man, our folks was not stupid. We know who we was. We were strong people. It took them 400 fucking years to conquer us. And we still not conquered. We are people that's damn lost. It's still, we outnumber them. We outweigh them. That's why they bring all the immigrants that you can think of in here to America to try to help with the economic growth of them versus us. So that we don't have no kind of economic power. But we do have economic power, but we keep on using their money and their system in order to gain any kind of power or any kind of control over the shit that we already done lost. We playing their game and we losing because we keep playing their game. You know, they made a game out of real life situations. But, you know, I got off a little bit off track, man. You know, I'm gonna just let y'all know. I want to just give y'all some of the stuff that y'all should research into, look into. Start actually, you know, doing some kind of research, man, like, cause all this African shit, but y'all gotta understand, it's not really your history, and y'all look very disgraceful to your people. It's like, be a Crip for your whole life, and then all of a sudden your folks that done died all of a sudden just see you doing everything around with the bloods all goddamn, all cool and kicking it like, and you taking their history and saying, fuck the history of your Crips and your folk that you rode with for your whole damn life. All of a sudden, overnight, you just want to do that and just say, oh, I forgot, it's all good. It don't matter. We all brothers. We still the same, you know. After all the struggles that y'all went through and all the shit that y'all had, nigga, we lost our land. We lost our liberty. We lost our ability to fight. We lost everything overnight, man. And y'all don't realize that it just happened recently. It didn't just happen like 500 years ago, 400 years ago, whatever slavery y'all think we was in. That shit didn't happen, man. Y'all go find some slave ships, you know. Go find some kind of proof. Go find some documents. Look at the shit from the outside, man. Stop looking at it from the perspective that they gave you. Because it's only their perspective. If you look at it from the real life truth and the probability and factors, and let's use common sense and say, okay, well, how did these little amount of people that ain't really got a lot of shit go out here and then capture all these motherfucking folks? Well, all these folks, how these folks didn't never revolt against these people? Hundreds of millions of people just getting took up like they just that damn weak and that fucking fucked up. But now look at us all over here shining all over the world. Them same slave niggas that y'all talking about all throughout the Olympics, winning every game, everything that you can see, we shining like a motherfucker. People want to be us every day. They mimic our style, they mimic our wealth, they mimic everything we do since the day that we have been created. But now y'all want to sit here and act and claim to them. They claim to us. They try to be us. They try to be like us. But the thing is, man, it ain't all about that. You know, we at war with these people. These people are trying to kill us. They trying to hurt us. We got people out here right now that's starving in our streets, you know. Same niggas that y'all growed up with. You got to turn your eye on them. You got to turn your back on them for you to do you. And then say, well, brother, you ain't trying to do right. You ain't trying to do right. But, bro, you got to understand, it ain't made for a nigga to do right. And when you overstand and start looking at the system that's put in your face, then you will start putting some solutions together and actually start giving a fuck. And stop trying to make folks do shit that you want and start actually wanting people to do shit that they need to do. You know what I mean? Instead of allowing our folk to go down the drain. Now, we out here all trying to be selfish, but these folks is out here chopping us up. They out here getting our people just dissected so that they can come in here and take everything that we got. You know, we can sit back here and we can politic and we can bullshit all day long, or we can actually get it together and start doing some real research and start putting together some real sources, putting together some real shit, man. Like, I don't even know where to start at, man. It's like, you know, people don't know where to look. They don't know how to goddamn open their eyes. Only thing they know how to do is close them and just keep on believing. And I think this and I think that, but ain't doing no kind of thinking. Ain't doing no processes of thinking. You know, processes of thinking involves the process of elimination. You have to gather information. You have to find facts. You have to look and decipher. You can't just take what's given and say, I think it. I believe it. I like it. I love it. It feels good to me. That sounds good to me. I don't understand Christianity because it's a fucking lie. So I'm gonna disown everything that I know about the Bible or any mention of it. So when somebody say about
the Old Testament,
which I already know in my head and I already know in my heart, I don't know a fucking thing about because they never taught it and they will not teach it for a reason. You can't defend shit on it because you know you don't know nothing about it because people have been purposely taught not to look at it. But it's like this, okay? You want to hide something from somebody, but you got to give it to them because it's going to be revealed anyways if you don't, all right? You got to hide it like this. You put it in their face, but you make them see the other part. Like, okay, the New Testament, for example. Eventually, our people, over time, we knew the Old Testament, and that's what we follow. They eventually got us to start reading and looking into the New Testament. Those were their books. Our people didn't possess this shit until they started getting our people to actually start teaching it and start liking it by tricking our ass. And that's how they was able to get into our societies. Now, our people actually started taking their records, started listening to them, started telling it to our folks. It wasn't until we allowed them to start teaching our kids that we fucked up. Now, we had many different schools of our own all throughout the 1900s, man. Y'all know Black Wall Street. Y'all done heard about it. It ain't the reason why it was many more cities other than Black Wall Street that got destroyed. But people don't look into that. They only know about Black Wall Street. That's it. In Tulsa, Alabama. You look through Mississippi. You look through Arizona. Arkansas. You look through Little Rock. Like, you know, there's many places that have been bombed. That have been killed. They had cities and schools. But see, we don't know our own history. That's why we get lost. That's why we all sit back and we contemplate on shit that we don't know about. And we listen to rhetorics that these people tell us about that really ain't even true. They just there to distract us from getting to the real picture. You know. I don't really know, man, what it is that I got to do to get to people. You know, but this is not information that people want to hear. because it's not information that they've been taught their whole life. They've been taught to hate the Indian. They've been taught to look down on the Indian, that the Indian wasn't shit, they was primitive, they wasn't nothing. So they have already been taught to hate the heritage whenever somebody try to tell them about it, because they've attached it to the name Indian. So whenever you see our real history like a Mayan, man, Mayans walked around with gold goddamn grills. Niggas walked around with gold cities. I mean, like, we had running water, cities with aqueducts and shit. They learned that from us, man. Y'all think that we had this shit, we was just some niggas out there in the Zulu tribe or Zambubu, and no disrespect to them, but you know, y'all thought that we was somebody like that, man. It's because y'all accept this watered down version of y'all history that we allowed to get conquered like we are, man. We gotta stand up. We gotta start doing what we gotta do, man, because a lot of times it ain't just, you know, it ain't just coincidence, man. And this is one of those times, bro. It's not, you know. If we was just really look at this shit from an outside perspective, then we would be able to see, man. But people ain't. They too busy with their head, in their own fucking head. They want to use their own heart and try to say, oh, well, this is what the knowledge was supposed to bring, man. Knowledge is what is real. Knowledge is what you can touch and what you can feel and what you know and what you can prove, my nigga. You can't just say shit is shit. When we get to living outside of what we really is, our reality, that's when we already done lost. When we can sit up here and try to live like we ain't really living, then we done fucking lost and we are slaves by our own mind. A slavery is in your mind. So I would rather die, man, before I would have somebody come out here and tell me that I got to go out here and work in the field and this and that. And our people was the same way, man. Why y'all don't understand that? We weren't allowed to be slaved. Only way they was able to slave us is if they caught us and captured us and kept us in chains and shit like that. Most of our niggas were buck. They'd be like, fuck that nigga now. You know what I mean? Some of the pussy niggas might just be like, fuck it, man. I ain't got no choice, so they'll do what they do. You know them niggas, they out here today. Same niggas out here, the niggas that you got to watch for. But niggas don't listen. Niggas just sit back here and be like, oh, yeah. I need to just follow this dude. I need to follow that girl. I like the way she look. She look pretty. I want to follow her. Oh, yeah, man. She say pretty shit. I mean, it ain't the messenger. It's the message, man. You know what I mean? These folks don't be sitting up here talking for nothing. They sit here and they go back and forth over and out on the same shit. Doing the same shit that everybody else do. Only thing they do is find a new way to do it. And then these people sit up here and be like, oh, yeah, these folk give me good knowledge. I love this knowledge. But you ain't doing a goddamn thing besides sitting back listening to this nigga or female and waiting on them to motherfucking do what they goddamn do and say what they feel, you know. I don't try to sit out there and put out this shit for y'all to follow. I ask you to go look for your damn self so that you know what the fuck you looking for, so that you know what the hell it is when you find it. You ain't got to sit here. You already know what you talking about. You ain't got to sit here and regurgitate some shit that I done said. Because these ain't my words that I be trying to tell y'all to go find, man. This is evidence. These are rocks. These are motherfucking structures. These are things that you can go look for your damn self. I mean, it's not hard to do. Man, I got led all throughout the bullshit, but like I'm trying to tell you, man, the path has been cut. I'm trying to goddamn get you away from all the bullshit. I'm trying to keep you and put you straight to the line, my nigga, instead of y'all going and wasting your time trying to fight and bicker with each other. You need to understand why you fighting and bickering, man. You know, y'all want to get over the Bible, bro. Get over that. Get over everything. Get over all the bullshit. Understand, man, and overstand what is really going on out here.